Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to do the hazelnut stitch. This is a non-reversible stitch with a 12-row repeat and 2 rows of setup that I myself have added. I have also in this tutorial broken up the 12-row repeat into little chunks so that it's easy to remember, because I, for one, when I'm knitting, don't want a piece of paper with the knitting instructions with me constantly. I really want to just do it, memorize it. So, hopefully this breaking up into little chunks will help you. I have broken it up into the background, the creating of the hazelnut, hazelnut filling, closing of the hazelnut. That's it. So, let's get started. You cast on a multiple of 4 plus 3 stitches. I have casted on 19 stitches, which should be a multiple of 4 plus 3. So let's get started with the 2 setup rows. First setup row, easy enough. You purl all the stitches. We are on the right side of the work because the hazelnuts are on a background of purl stitches. So you just purl all the stitches. Setup row number 2, even easier than setup row number 1. You now just knit all the stitches knitwise. Now we have our setup done. We have a lovely little background of purl stitches on which we can start placing little hazelnuts. So we're going to do this now with row 1 on the right side. You're going to first do the edge stitches of 3 purl stitches. And now you're going to repeat the following. This is how you create the hazelnut. Into this one stitch you're going to do 3 steps. First you're going to knit it, keep it on your left needle, you're going to do a yarn over, and then you're going to knit it again. And now you can flip it off your left needle. And now purl 3 again. I'll do the create hazelnut one more time. So into this one little stitch, knit 1, keep this, yarn over, and knit it again. There we are. So you've created from one stitch 3 stitches. So the amount of stitches that you've originally casted on will not be the actual amount of stitches you have on your needle for most of the rows, so keep that in mind. So the repeat is create the hazelnut and purl 3. You just continue that repeat until the very end. The next 2 rows are the hazelnut filling. Very easy. You purl all the purls and all the yarn overs in the next row, and you knit all the knits. Very easy. So you just have to look at your work. If you see a knit stitch, you knit it knitwise. If you see a purl stitch, you purl it. If you see a yarn over, you also purl it. Row 3, again even easier than row 2. You knit all the knits and you purl all the purls, but all the yarn overs are already dealt with. So again, you just look at your work, and if you see a purl stitch, you purl that bad boy. If you see a knit stitch, you knit it knitwise. And now we are on row 4, and we are going to close the hazelnut. Now this is on the wrong side of the work. So you open it on the right side and you close it on the wrong side. So keep that in mind. But easy enough. First you do the 3 knit stitches as your edge stitches. And then you're going to, when you get to a hazelnut, you know, when you get these 3 purl stitches, you're just going to bring your yarn in front, place your right needle into all 3 purl stitches, wrap your yarn and pull all those 3 stitches together into 1 stitch again. So the repeat in this row is purl 3 together, knit 3. Do it one more time. So yarn in front, place your right needle in all of them, all 3 purl stitches, wrap it and pull it through, knit 3. So this is again a row where you just have to look at your work. When you see the 3 purls, you know you have to purl them together. If you see a knit stitch, you just have to knit them. So the 12 rows, repeat, not that intimidating now, is it? For row 5 and 6, we are on background duty. So we're going to make sure that we have all purls on the right side. So row 5 is on the right side. You're going to purl all those stitches, and then in row 6 you're going to knit all your stitches. Easy peasy. So it's always a 12 rows, 1 row, 12 rows, 1 row, 12 rows, 1 row. So purl all your stitches. And row 6 on the wrong side, knit every stitch. Now we are in the second half of the 12 row repeat, so row 7 to row 12, and it is very similar to the first row 1 to 6, because you just have to create hazelnuts again, but you just have to move them a little bit into a different position, but even that, not too tricky. We can do this. So row 7, you're going to start with 1 purl edge stitch. And then you are now going to create a hazelnut. So in the same stitch, you're going to knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, and only now place this stitch off of your left needle. Once you have your first hazelnut stitch positioned for your row, all the other ones are very easy, because it's just, again, the repeat of create a hazelnut and purl 3 stitches. Create a hazelnut, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, purl 3 stitches. And you do that all the way until you have 2 stitches left. So you can really get into a rhythm with this stitch. So when you have 2 stitches left on your left needle, you're just going to, yes, create your last hazelnut. So knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, all in the same stitch, and then purl the last stitch. There we are. Now the next 2 rows, row 8 and row 9, is the hazelnut filling. So you're just going to purl all the purl stitches and yarn overs. You're going to knit all the knit stitches knitwise. So just look at your work. You see a knit stitch, you knit it knitwise. You see here, where you created a hazelnut, you purl them all. So you purl all the purl stitches in the yarn over. And knit. So this is an excellent stitch. This would be lovely for a scarf or something, or a sweater, and excellent to do while you're binge watching your favourite show. I like knitting and watching TV at the same time. Row 9, right side, so still on the hazelnut filling, so you still purl all the purl stitches and you knit all your knit stitches. So again, just look at your work. Look at what which stitch is in front of you on your left needle. Row 10, closing of the hazelnut. Again, this is on the wrong side of the work, and again very similar to the previous closing of the hazelnut row. So you knit all your knit stitches. You see here, knit 1, and now you see those purl stitches from your hazelnut. So what are we going to do? We are going to purl 3 stitches together. Easy peasy. And I'm going to knit the stitches between the hazelnuts and purl all the purl stitches together. And you just continue that the entire row. Knit all your knit stitches and purl all your purl stitches together. Just don't knit your knit stitches together, because then you really are going to, I don't know, create something. You'll create something, but it's not what you're going to want to create. And row 11 and 12 is background, so I'm quite sure you already know what to do now. When you're on your right side, you purl all the stitches because the hazelnuts are on a background of purl stitches. So, row 11, we're purling it all. And the last row, row 12, on the wrong side, you knit all your stitches. So if you're going to do this stitch, you constantly repeat the 12 rows, but you can always end either at row 12 or at row 6. So you don't have to do the complete 12 if you're already at the certain length that you want, but I do advise at either row 6 or row 12. So those are the 12 rows plus the 2 setup rows. Now, for instance, I would go and knit row 1. It's easy enough actually to guess where I'm going to have to knit it, because if you just go up, this is the end of where one hazelnut ended, and this is the other one, and in the middle, this is where you would create your new hazelnut in the next row, which would fit with the purl 3 stitches, and then create hazelnut, purl 3. So even when, as soon as you have these set up, you can always just kind of look down and see, oh, where do I have to place the next hazelnut? As soon as you have your first one set, you kind of, you're good to go. Just remember that in these ones, it's already at this second purl stitch, yes. So I hope that tutorial was helpful for you. I hope it didn't go too fast. I don't have a lot of time today, but I just wanted to show you this stitch because I think it's cute, I think it's adorable, I think it's very fun in a very chunky wintry scarf, and I like that it has quite an effect, but even though it's 12 rows, I could just memorize this entire thing and then just knit going with it in a flow. That's how I prefer to knit. I don't like to constantly have to look at my instructions. Oh, what do I have to do now? So I like mindless knitting. If this was helpful, click on the little buttons below. You know what to do, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.